district you reside, that would be helpful.
Marina Del Rey. My son died in Long Beach, California.
All right. Thank you very much. The appropriate office will follow up with you. Sir.
Thank you. It is Eric Proven, and that I'm so sorry. That is a very upsetting story. It's Janice Hahn, 4th District, who will assist with that. Item number 17 is the Peace Officer Training. It's called POST, Standards and Training Initiative. They do trainings and so on and so forth. There's an item on the agenda today that made me think of the article in the Los Angeles Times as the chair leaves about the sheriff and disciplining senior members of the department, including Tatro and Johnson. Tetro was involved in Lakewood when they had that incident with Dupree versus County of Los Angeles. There was a guy who got tased off the upper bunk, and it was a $4.25 million settlement and a Rancho bill. It was a devastating debacle, and it was the judge in that case who said if the county council knew what was going on in this case, she would, and that was one of the reasons why I brought a lawsuit against the board to look at legal bills to make sure we're not fighting bad fights. And of course we have been, and it's come out in a lot of different ways. So item number 43, 44, and 45 are retaliation lawsuits that are being settled. And 43 has no documentation beyond, in other words, there's no sum it's being settled for. That's being kept off to the side for some reason. One of them is for almost 1.3 million, and one is for 235,000, which is a guy named Bricker from MLK who blew the whistle and was retaliated against. And 47 has a lawyer, plaintiff's lawyer, who's from Collins and Muir, which is a county firm, a firm that works for the county. So this is just weird. Item number 6, you're putting aside some money for the LA Times to park to set up for the food fair, which I think is appropriate. I'm concerned about some of the politics seeping into the government services here. Regardless of whether or not on the right or the left, this is a municipal space, and we want to hear from everybody equally. So when we start attacking the president or attacking others on the left, it doesn't feel appropriate. And we've got a lot of that on the agenda, including today at item 3. We have I'm not going to name the campaign, but we have a link for a fundraising campaign on the public meeting agenda. Mr. Hafetz, please, sir. I mean, we can't have this kind of thing. We have to refrain. We can use you can use your power and your influence in lots of great ways, but you should not be mixing and matching. It's a problem I know Supervisor Solis has had to be reminded in the past about that. It's important. Item 31, we already talked about, $13.5 million on job order contracts, and the auditor's findings are worth a look. 16 is IBM. Supervisor Kanabe's son was lobbying for that group. We got to do better. And that's also a murky area where we're looking at getting data for child cases. I don't know. That upsets me. And there's 2 big real estate deals where we have enormous, they call it lump sum for telephone data, and it's called tenant improvement line. It's a ripoff is what it is. So we have to find a way to make deals that benefit the public. And there's other items, but I'll have to come back another time.
Thank you very much. Next.